Hey guys, Mel here, and today I want to do kind of a story time, I guess. So a question I've been asked quite a lot is why I decided to move to Japan. And yeah, I guess this story is a little bit, I don't know, I was never one of those people who kind of grew up really wanting to move to Japan, or was really even that like interested in Japanese culture. Like I think a lot of kids my age, I was really into like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z when I was kind of in high school, and I grew up kind of watching, you know, Sailor Moon and kind of different anime and little bits and pieces here and there, but I was never like, it was just because that was kind of what was popular at that moment. I was never really like into Japanese culture like a lot of people were. It wasn't really until I got a lot older and kind of in my 20s where I made some friends who actually owned an anime and manga store. That was their business, and yeah, I kind of got really more into the side of things as, you know, into anime, less of like the culture and things like that, but more as they were just stories, really interesting, well-told stories. I still to this day really enjoy anime and manga for the fact that usually they will take very different paths to like the traditional, you know, storytelling narrative than a lot of like Western movies or Western TV shows. And I found that kind of difference really refreshing, and that was kind of why I was really interested in it. But, you know, aside from that, I never really had the urge to kind of travel to Japan or to live there or anything like that. I just kind of was really interested in these stories, these really different kind of movies and TV series that I was watching. And that was about it until one of my really good friends, who I think you've seen her kind of in videos in passing, Nicola, actually moved to Japan, and I decided to go and visit her. I wasn't actually kind of really going to Japan so much as I was going to visit my really good friend and spend some time with her. But so I kind of came over here, I think it was about 2012, for just under 2 weeks, and I completely fell in love with the place. I just found it so interesting and so different and so challenging, and that was kind of the time that I made the decision that I really wanted to move here. So on kind of heading back home, and I asked a lot of questions to a lot of Nick's friends and people she worked with while I was here, just to kind of get what, you know, their experiences were. And I was kind of able to do a little bit more of, I guess, on the ground research and actually talking to people, which I found really handy. So it wasn't really until I got home, I actually looked up and decided what program I wanted to apply for. So the program I initially applied for was through kind of like it was kind of like a cultural exchange program with my hometown and also its kind of sister city in Japan. So I was working at my job, and I went through and applied and kind of really focused and went at this, you know, this job to come to Japan. And I tend to get very focused and very when I really want something, I usually can work out a way to get it. So yeah, I was really focused, and I applied for the job, interviewed, went through all the kind of different interview process, and then waited. And you know, if you've gone through this process, you know the waiting is the worst part. And I kind of remember being, I think it was like around Christmas time, waiting to hear back whether I'd gotten this job that I really wanted and I was so passionate about. And yeah, I finally eventually got it. I went through a bit of training while I was back in Australia, and then I made the move to Japan. So yeah, my first job it was fantastic. I was just working kind of as an ALT in elementary schools, direct hire with the Board of Education. There was a whole heap of things with that which I will not go into, but yeah, it was an amazing experience. And I don't know, just coming over to Japan and moving overseas is just something that I would so recommend anybody doing. Even if you're not really sure whether you want to do it, you know, taking a year out, especially if you're able to, if you know kind of things align in your life to be able to kind of take that time out, it's just such an amazing experience, and you learn so much. I can remember kind of sitting there making this decision, and everything just kind of worked out. You know, didn't own a house, I wasn't making house repayments at that stage. I my job I was on a contract job which just finished, kind of perfect timing for this new position. I wasn't in a serious relationship or anything like that, so it just kind of all worked really perfectly to just give me the opportunity to make the move. And it's, you know, it's a really big step, and I can understand why people are so hesitant about it, but it's something that I really wanted to do, and I went after it. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much the story of why Japan. Why I stay here is because I love the difference. It's so different, so completely unlike my upbringing in my country, of my upbringing in Australia, and my experiences there. I love that it's so completely different and it's so foreign. That really intrigues me, and I love to learn about this kind of stuff. I also like that I didn't really learn much of the language before coming over. I wasn't one of these kids who studied Japanese at school. I think I did 6 months way back in when I was like 13, because it was kind of forced upon me, but I didn't, you know, continue with it or anything like that. I didn't study it in university, so I pretty much came over here with no language skills whatsoever. So yeah, I don't know, it's just, I like the challenge, and I like that things are not straightforward and not difficult. It keeps me interested, and I don't get bored very easily when everything's so difficult. But yeah, I guess that's kind of why the story I came to Japan is like, I came on a holiday and I fell in love with the place, and I have not regretted the decision to move here one bit in the last 3 years. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to my next year going ahead, and yeah, just seeing where this whole thing takes me. I don't know, I just kind of wanted to film this video after the one I put up yesterday, because it's got a really nice kind of like follow on, I think, you know, talking about my 3-year Japan anniversary. But yeah, I guess that's the reason I moved to Japan. I came on a holiday, fell in love, and made the decision to move. So yeah, I hope that kind of answers that question. Yeah, it's something I've been asked a fair bit, so I finally wanted to actually film a video answering it. So I hope you guys liked it. If you have any other questions or anything you'd like to ask me about moving or living in Japan, or you know, my own experiences, let me know in the comment section below, or you know, hit me up on Twitter, because yeah, I'm always on there as well. So yeah, I hope you guys like that. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, you know, subscribe if you haven't already, comment section below. I love talking to you guys, and yeah, I guess I will talk to you all tomorrow. Until then, have a great one, and I'll see you later. Bye.